Hello my friends, this is Loli. Today we will be creating some DIYs using some unusual items. We will be crafting using an extension cord, some foam balls, and paper plates. Are you ready? Let's get crafting. For this project, I'll be using this easel that I got from my local thrift shop for $1. And we're going to just go ahead and remove that. I am going to cover this up with a paper plate. So I'm going to take this paper plate from Dollar Tree and I'm going to just go ahead and cut off all the bevel edges, but not all the way because I do need enough that I will be able to cover the entire piece and the center will not be big enough. I did leave a little bit of that bevel edge on the sides, but that is quite fine. I'm going to go ahead and bend it backward and make it as flat as possible. Then I'm going to just make sure that all my edges are straight so I have no spaces between that piece at the bottom of the easel and the edge of the plate. Next, I took some Tide Bond Quick and Thick and I'm going to spread it around the entire surface. I went crazy adding it to every little nook and cranny of the surface because I wanted to make sure that my paper plate did not bubble at all. I position my plate right on there and make sure that I had no bubbles by just pressing it down and running my hand along the entire surface. I usually will use my brayer for something like this, but for some reason I couldn't find it. So I did the best I could with what I had. And then here I'm just bending the edges downward, creating a seam that will help this stay in place while the glue dries. Then I took my zip sander and I just sanded down all those edges until I remove all of the extra paper plate from the edges. Now it's time for some balls. So we're going to grab these foam balls from Dollar Tree and I'm going to end up just using one of them. I'm going to cut it in half, trying to keep my spatula there as straight as possible so the cut is even and straight. Then I'm going to cut those half into pieces as well. Here I'm trying to do them in different sizes because I wanted the pieces to be at different heights. I also took a slice off, as you see right here, because it was protruding a little bit too far out of my easel. Then I took the other piece and I sliced it a little bit shorter as well. And I keep positioning it in the bottom here just to make sure that everything is nicely flat and you do not see the background as I'm adding these balls also. And I'm just going to do the same thing with this piece, but again, trying to make it uneven so this looks pretty random in sizes. Once I was satisfied, this is what it turned out like. I'm going to put them to the side because we are going to paint it with some moss from Waverly. My friend to this video is part of the Just of Imagination challenge that is hosted monthly by Kathy from Kathy Joe's DIYs and Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIYs. And their guest host this month is Amy from the Singing Crafty Crafter. The links to their channels and to their playlists will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Make sure that you head on over to their channels and to their playlists and show everyone some love. Alright, we're going to let those dry and we're going to take 2 of these bunnies that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to glue them together using some wood glue that I got at Dollar Tree as well. If you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And while you're there, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, as you see there, once I glue them together, I'm going to clamp them using these clamps that I got from Dollar Tree, making sure that all my edges are together so when this project is done, this will look like it was always one piece of wood. Now it's time to add these to my easel. I'm going to add hot glue to the back of it and hold it in place until it adheres correctly. I'm using a high temp glue gun here, which tends to melt the styrofoam a little bit, but it still worked out for this project. I'm just making sure that everything is together. This is supposed to be bushes, if you have not noticed yet. And hopefully that's the way I look at it. I hope you see them as little bushes for me as well. And this is what it looked like after I was done positioning all 4 pieces. Look how cute my bushes are. Do you see them? Now we are going to take this bunny and we are going to cover it with 2 coats of wisteria from Apple Barrel. Once it was dried, I'm just going to glue it to the easel using some hot glue. I was undecided on what color I was going to use for the bunny, but I'm loving this purple. What do you think? To finish it off, I made a little bow using some gingham ribbon from Dollar Tree and glued it right there onto the hole where the ears are. And that is it for this one. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this one. Do you like my bushes? For this next project, we'll be using a glass vase from Dollar Tree and an extension cord from Dollar Tree. First, we're going to unravel the cord completely. Next, we are going to cut off the pieces off of each end using my snips. Then using my X-Acto knife, I'm going to split the cable right in the middle and then pull it apart to use only one of the strands. Now let's put this together. I took the strand of the cord and I'm going to use a combination of hot glue and E6000 to adhere it to the base. I'm going to start here at the bottom, working very slowly and adding the hot glue and the E6000 alongside as you go along. Here at the beginning, you did not see me as I add the E6000 first. For some reason, I wasn't recording at that point. And then I added some hot glue to the other end. Here, as you can see, the hot glue was not sticking completely. So I had to add some more here and tack the edge down, making sure not to touch the E6000 with it. Now that that point is dry, I'm going to add E6000 to another interval and then add a little bit of hot glue a little bit further up and adhere the cord to that piece, hold it there in place until that hot glue set. And I kept doing this until the cord went all the way around the entire vase. Once I got to the top of the vase, I'm going to take the cable and run it along that lip there at the top until it hits the other piece of cord. And as I'm wrapping it here alongside the edge, I'm also using a combination of E6000 and hot glue until I get to that edge. At this point, I enlisted the help of some of these clips from Dollar Tree to hold that cable in place as I go along, just to speed things up. Once I got to the edge here where the two cables meet, I cut it in a slant as you see there towards the inside of the cable. So the outside of the cable will be that green piece instead. I added E6000 to that edge and I'm going to use another pink clamp to hold that in place. I wiped away any smeared areas and I'm going to have this sit overnight to dry. The next day, I took my X-Acto knife and wiped away any pieces of that hot glue that was, seeping around. I didn't want that in my finished product. So I just cut away those pieces since now I have the E6000 to hold everything in place. If you see in the bottom there, I have a piece of twine. I had to tie that on because it popped off with the hot glue. So I added a little bit of E6000 to that area again and tied it down instead. This is another way you can use also to help you keep things in place. Now it's time to paint this. I'm going to use this color from Rust-Oleum. I'm going to take it outside and spray paint it. This is what it looked like when I was done. I had a little bit of bleeds, but that's fine. The paint was still sort of wet, so I just wiped it off. Now I'm going to take a variety of different paints from Apple Barrel. This paint is brown oxide. I'm going to use a distressing brush from Dollar Tree to apply all my paints today. I'm just going to dry brush each color, blending it in with the other until I achieve the look that I'm looking for. I want this to look as if it's a piece of wood or like a trunk of a tree. That is the look I'm going for. So I'm going to come in with 3 different shades of brown. Like I said, I started here with the burnt oxide and added it to the entire base. Blending the colors as I go. You want streaks of each one of these colors to be peeking through. Next, I'm using chestnut from Apple Barrel as well, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the previous color. My friend, if you're still this far into the video, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Please leave me in the comments where you're watching from as well. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. And also, please leave me your favorite emoji so I know who you are. And thank you for investing your time in my channel. Thank you so much. All right, so now I'm going to come in with burnt amber from Apple Barrel, and this is just to tone down a little bit that chestnut color because I do want these colors to look warm, but I do not want it to look reddish. So the burnt amber is kind of reducing some of that redness and giving it a different shade of brown as well. And here you can see how you're starting to see the variety of different colors in here and the look that I'm going for. Now we're going to set it aside to dry. Next, I took some of these eucalyptus leaves that I had leftovers from a previous project, and I'm going to add it to this project. I'm going to cut the pairs of leaves individually, as you see right there, and then glue in the leaves onto each side of the cable. This is going to be represented vines. So I'm just adding some leaves to my vines. I'm going to try to put one at the top of the vine, one at the bottom, and I'm going to be following that pattern until I have some of these leaves along the entire 2 strands of vines that I have there on my vase. If you enjoyed this video today so far, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content, and it also helps the channel reach more people. Also share, because sharing is caring, and I'm sure if you love it, someone else you know might love it as well. All right, and this is how it's looking once I was done. Look how cute. But wait, I'm not done yet. Let's add some flowers. So I'm going to add a combination of boxwood that I got from Dollar Tree. I am spreading the pieces into 5 different areas, as you see there, or north, east, south, and west, and then leaving one up, the tallest one. And I'm going to do the same exact thing using these florals that I got also from Dollar Tree. And I have 2 of these flowers, so I wanted this to be a bit fuller, so I spread it around. Again, it's 5 stems, and I spread them around north, east, south, and west, and one sticking up in the middle. But I'm going to kind of slant it differently so the flowers will fall in a different position on my arrangement, and this made it look a lot fuller. And that is it for this piece. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this one? Friend, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you enjoyed today's content, here is another video for your enjoyment. And don't forget to subscribe. It is free and it means the world to me. And thank you for spending some time with me today. You are amazing. Bye.